Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Papercuts. I'm Chris, and today we're going to be looking at Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the only official guide. So yeah, let's jump right into this. Went for some spooky ambiance this time. No back page on the cover, a little disappointed by that. We got the index. And I guess this is art by Christine Kane, or the book is by Christine Kane. They don't really specify. Legal stuff. Okay. Got the introduction. Christine is a full-time author and game designer who resides in the little seaside town of El Grande, California. So the book is by Christine Kane. All right. We'll give her proper credits. Good luck, have a great fight, and don't let the ghouls and goblins bite. Notice it didn't say ghosts and goblins. I believe they own the rights to that game anyways, though. So, Bestiary gives you a rundown of all the bosses. This is pretty cool. Tells you their hit points and the experience points you'll get for killing them. And we've got some pretty cool looking stuff here. Sorry if it's a little darker episode this time, but I figured the right amount of ambiance would go well with this. This is a dark book, so we'll play with some lighting here. I apologize, I'm doing this on the fly, and I wanted the right ambiance, but we're going to correct the lighting here as we go. All right. Familiars. You got the sword, the demon, the ghost, and the fairy. All very cool. Always loved all the familiars. I especially like the sword. Thought he was cool when he'd start talking crap to the enemies after he killed them. You got a weapons rundown. What they are and their description. You know, the magic weapons is basically your power-up items that you pick up like in other games. Symphony of the Night is just one of those games. It's like, well, obvious tie-in would be Super Metroid. It's the Super Metroid of Castlevania, and it spawned all of the handheld games, and it's just an awesome game. It's one of those, like, top all-time favorites for just about anybody who played games back in that time. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's got all the layouts of the map, and I think it's kind of neat, the artwork behind it. You can tell they put a lot of time into this. Always really appreciated this game. It was underrated, but it was one of the games that actually got me into PlayStation. And the first person to actually get me into this game was my buddy. Everybody knows him as Beechnut, but his name is James. He got me into PlayStation because I was a big Nintendo fanboy. And then he had a PS1, and he showed me Grand Theft Auto and Worms, and this game. This and Tony Hawk are what got me into PlayStation. Bloodlines, so it's giving you a rundown of previous games. 1792, Transylvania, pretty cool. So the rundown of Trevor, I believe, or Richter. Trevor is his grandfather, I want to say. I'm not quite up to date on my Castlevania lore. And if you haven't checked it out, the show on Netflix is absolutely amazing. Here's the Alchemy Laboratory. Pretty cool. I love the music for that level. Some might call it a laboratory. Back to the marble gallery, and it's giving you screenshots of everything you need to do and where you need to go and where you first meet Maria at the clock tower. Gives you a rundown of the outer wall. This game confused the hell out of me the first time I played it. The Long Library. Ah, Master Alucard. That's a cool picture of Alucard, actually. I like that. You got the knights. Those guys always piss me off. They really mess you up until you get higher level. I think it's cool how they recycled a lot of the sprites from Blood, or geez, why can't I think of it all of a sudden? Dracula X and man, I'm drawing a blank. Not Bloodlines, the one prior to that on the TurboGrafx. It'll come to me. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. There's the Ferryman. That's awesome. He was in Simon's Quest. It was the first appearance of the Ferryman. So one of the things I thought was really cool about this game is they really tied in all the previous Castlevanias to it. Rondo of Blood. There we go. That's what I was thinking of, Rondo. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But yeah, they have a lot of the same sprites were recycled from Rondo into this game. I always thought that was a cool enemy, the Black Sword. It had like a bunch of offshoots of swords coming off of him. He was neat. There's the hockey guys. I never understood them. It always looks like they got hockey pads on there, throwing hockey sticks at you. Oh, there's Maria again. I often wondered if they'd have made a sequel to Metroid on the Nintendo 64, if they'd have done it in this sort of vein, how well that would have played out. Old Rox's quarters, that guy sucks. There's the Coliseum. That's where you, I believe, once you flip the castle, it's one of the two iterations of the Coliseum. I think it's the second iteration. Oh no, maybe it is the first, where you fight Trevor, Sophia, and Grant from Castlevania 3. I always thought that was really neat. How they resurrect their dead bodies and bring them back to fight you. Back to the return to the Long Library. So this pretty much gives you a real rundown on how to do everything. It's pretty cool. Nightmare. Back to the clock tower again. And showing you turning it into a bat and the different cloaks you get along the way. I've got him in a yellow cloak. A cloaked knight. That's a pretty cool enemy. I always thought these guys were neat. And there's Nightmare. Castle Keep. Pretty awesome. Just showing you where, right before you fight Dracula, or who you think you're going to fight Dracula. Fight him there previously in every other game. Areas to fly to. I was telling you, go back and fly up and get things. There's the wolf medallion. I always forget where that's at. It's right at the beginning, very entrance. You fly up there as a bat. Definitely one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games. I just love all the artwork, how it still sort of has that 16-bit feel with the added elements of the 32-bit processing. Back to Olarox's quarters. And there's Olarox. And he is a son of a bitch. With his fire breath. The abandoned mines too. The catacombs. I always love that area. It's really awesome. And I believe that's where you fight Legion. Yes, there he is. Grand Falloon. Not Legion, but yeah, it's just a big pile of bodies. Like a big giant ball of bodies. You fight, and then every time you hit it, like they drop down and attack you. And then at the end, it looks like something out of like Zelda. It's like shooting laser beams at you. Battle with Richter. This is where you find out that Shaft is actually controlling Richter. The inverted castle. Looks like they don't really go too much into this. But after you beat Shaft, he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Yeah, we go into the inverted areas, and it tells you basically how to get the Dracula items, which are on the different boss battles. Each one drops a different item, which you will then need. And there's very little about this, so I guess it's assumed that you're just going to go back later on and use the maps that you already have in the game, or previously, just inverted. So, kind of hand-holding through the first playthrough, and then not so hand-holding the rest of the way through, which is kind of cool, honestly, because it leaves a lot of challenge to the game. There's the Alucard mail. Yeah, here it is, Trevor Grant and Sophia. I love this battle. And this is in the inverted Coliseum. Absolutely love that battle. I want to zoom in on that real quick, if you don't mind. But yeah, you can actually see where you fight those three guys, and it's freaking rad. 3 coffins are there, and they all pop out. They all aid and heal each other, and it really, Sophia kind of sits back and heals the other two while they just beat the shit out of you. It's a really fun fight. This is a very difficult game if you don't use the cheater weapons. Mournblade. Beelzebub, he's pretty cool. And then Death, he's always fun. In every game, cannot stand Death. You get a wall plate. Galameth, he's a crazy dude. He takes up more than half the screen. And you got Shaft and Count Dracula, which I don't like the way it did Dracula in this game. I thought it was a little odd. He's like this weird disembodied, like demon-looking thing. We're got the end epilogue here with the nice picture of Maria and Alucard. And then once you're done, you can play as Richter. Play as Richter Belmont. Or you get special armor. You get the axe armor, you can play as the axe guy. Which I never knew about until just recently, when I got this book. Which I thought was pretty neat. So yeah. lots of luck, and there's another code. And you get a luck attribute of 99. This aids you in discovering rare items. Pretty cool. And then of course we have the back cover. So yeah, guys, that's it's by Brady Games. It's a Konami official release, and this was the official strategy guide, and I think it's pretty cool. Doesn't quite hold your hand all the way through, but for $11.99 at the time, that was pretty expensive. And then of course $16.95 in Canada. Sorry about that, hoser. The old White North. He was paying a little extra. So yeah, there you guys go. Glad you guys are watching these, and I'm glad you're enjoying them. I'm going to try and put more out. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And leave a like, and please subscribe. And if you did like this, let me know. Give me constructive criticism, positive or negative. Much is appreciated. I'm glad you guys enjoyed, and have a great day.